Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim, and this is a channel where we talk about everything to do with crafting. So from amigurumi to weaving and anything in between, if you like crafting and being creative, stick around. I think you're going to like it here. This is an episode of Coffee with Kim. Kind of like a daily chat where we just get together, we talk about crafting, we talk about pretty much everything. We just talk about all sorts of stuff. And yesterday I did my live and it was nice. We talked about plants and we talked about, I'm looking around because my plants are everywhere. I'm pretty much surrounded right now by my baby plants. So, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, how was your weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend. I was looking forward to the Daytona 500 because I'm a big NASCAR fan. And it rained out, so it is today. So hopefully I can get this video done and uploaded so it's not messing with the bandwidth that I need for to watch the race. It is so cold out. Like the wind is whipping really bad outside. I live right on the river and it just whips right across the water. It's funny because depending on which way the wind is blowing, it kind of makes the river look like it's flowing the wrong direction. Right now it looks like it's flowing north. But that's just because the way the wind is blowing. So what am I working on? I'm still working on this blanket. Ooh, how's that? Working on this blanket. And the funny thing is it's so chilly out that I'm actually putting it on my lap and on my legs to keep me warm while I'm crocheting it. This yarn is getting a little twisted because I took two skeins and put them together. And yes, I know there's a lot of controversy on our platforms for crochet and because the difference between skein and skein. I call it skein, and even if I tried to train myself differently, I don't think I could. As many of you know, I just retired, and in my job, we used to collect data. And I call it data, and everybody else in the room calls it data. Well, to me, Data is the robot on, what is it? On the Enterprise, right? Wasn't his name Data? He looked like a person, but he was really a robot. So, so anytime I tried to say data, it just didn't work. But so it's just all of a matter of where you come from. Either, neither, neither, potato. Let's call the whole thing up. Sorry again, I'm showing my my age. Speaking of age, I need to learn where my limitations are as far as technology, and I think it has to do with my age. I'm not sure. Because to me, oh, that's good coffee. To me, I think that technology should be plug it in, it works, let's go. That's that. Like my car, put the key in, turn it on, it goes. That's how it should work. My phone, hit the button, it goes. I'm not technologically inclined to be able to fix things. And if the basic things, like with my car, if there's oil and gas, I'm good. Everything should work. With my phone, if it's charged and the bill's paid, everything should work, you see? So the reason I'm talking about this is a lot of you know that last week was very technologically challenging for me, and it's continuing this morning. And I think I'm just going to leave things the way they are, do my recordings the way I do them, and just stop trying to improve or upgrade. I don't need to do that. So I have this webcam thing. Oh my goodness, excuse me, I am sorry. Fritz woke me up. If you don't know who Fritz is, that's my puppy who is now sound asleep. And he just looked at me like you said my name. But anyway, he woke me up quite early this morning, so trying to hope the coffee helps. But so anyway, I bought this new camera. It came with the circle light ring thing. So I'm trying to hook it up to the computer and use it with my editing software, which would take away 2 steps. It would really help. But I remember when I first wanted to do a live on YouTube, I had to download something that integrated the camera on my computer. So I can't remember what that was because I couldn't get it to work, so I decided to do my live on here where everything seems to work, on my iPad. So now I'm trying to use this camera, and it keeps saying another application is using your camera. Please stop the other application. But it won't tell me what the name of the application is. So I don't know. I can't uninstall something that I don't know the name of. I mean, I did it in a panic. I installed it in a panic because I was about to go live, and see what I mean? I was about to go live and do something, and so I panicked. It's like, you need this, da da da. Okay, click, 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 and now nothing. So if any of you have any idea what I might have downloaded to go live on YouTube, at this point I would accept any hints or help or anything. So my lives this weekend, they really went well. I had about 30 people on and off each day, that is a milestone for me. Oh, I am so sorry. So I'm trying to get my view time and everything up. In order to be a full channel on YouTube, you need to hit specific milestones. Did you see I had to look back in there and see what the word was? Sorry about that. So you have to hit certain milestones. Certain number of subscribers, hours watched, stuff like that. So I'm setting a goal for myself that I wanted to hit 800. And I did. So now I need to become a full-on, channel. I need 1,000 subscribers, which I'm at 846 right now. So I need 1,000 subscribers, and I need 3,000 view hours. Excuse me. So, and I'm halfway to that. So we're getting there. So I'm trying to keep all that stuff up. But the reason I bring this up is because my weekend, I mean, I watch other content creators, the top dogs in our genre, and I see that, they have 700 people in their live. Will I get there? I don't know. Someday, maybe. But I'm going to keep trying, that's for sure. That is for sure. I'm going to keep trying. So anyway, I had 30 people, which was amazing. It was the most I've ever had. And it was really, one person came on, new person, new subscriber, and she's like, I try crochet, but I'm really not good at it. And that made me stop for a minute. When it comes to crafting, it's all about keep trying, right? So it doesn't matter what craft it is. It doesn't matter if you're trying to fold paper and do origami, or you're trying to create your first photo album or something like that. It doesn't matter. Just keep trying. And maybe that craft isn't your craft. Maybe you'll find another one. I just keep trying. I am really, really bad with a hot glue gun. I'll show you. You can see how bad I am with a hot glue gun. Look how crooked that is. But I keep trying. I just keep trying. Or find other ways to put things together. Or, find other crafts. Find something. Maybe a way to express yourself creatively is music. And it doesn't have to be a musical instrument. It doesn't have to be official lessons on a musical instrument. Just pick up a guitar and start strumming on it. You know, go over to the piano that's probably been sitting in your house for years and plink a couple of the keys. Feeling artistic and creative comes from in here. It's not what the finished product is, and it's not what other people are going to think of it. Sure, I put a lot of my stuff up on Etsy, and I am trying to sell some of my stuff, and I get a little discouraged and disappointed when I don't have sales of stuff like that, but I keep trying because I know they're pretty. And you know what? A lot of the stuff, if I don't sell it on Etsy, they would be great gifts for my siblings for their birthdays or whatever. So there's ways to use my creativity to still show people this is coming from in here. So that's how, oh, hold on, I dropped something. Sorry, I dropped my ball of yarn. I had to, and then this happens. This is because two balls or two skeins were wrapped together. So I had to pull them apart and redo them. But, so yeah, and that's also ties into the book series that I'm writing, and I'm working on book number 2 right now. I do already have one ebook published, and the link will be in my description box for the video. See, now this happened. So it's kind of an exploration of all different types of crafting. So it's to help somebody like the girl that was on my live. You know, she says, I'm trying crochet, but I'm not really good at it. Well, then try something else. Try needlepoint. I tried cross stitch. Terrible at it. So I put it down and I tried something else. But the key is keep trying. And again, that's why I'm putting out these books. So the first book out there is kind of just an overall guide of, hey, here's a bunch of different crafts. Here's a little story behind them. Here's kind of the materials you'll need and stuff like that. Well, book 2 is in the Be Creative, is all paper crafts. So it's the origami, the scrapbooking, the quilling. Now quilling, sorry, I have fritzy hair on my nose. The quilling is something that's really pretty cool. I didn't know a lot about it until I started this journey of writing a book series, actually. So there's so many different crafts out there. Even just like this second book is all paper crafts, and there's so many different cool things and cool ways to express yourself. So long story short is, just because someone else in your family used to do crochet or used to do something else, you know, my mom made pottery, or my mom did ceramics, or, you know, my sister makes jewelry, or, you know, my dad worked with wood. It doesn't matter what anybody else in your family did. Find what comes from here. Maybe it's walking the beach and picking up seashells and finding pretty ways to put seashells in a glass vase or something like it. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be, you know, oh, I need a whole room full of supplies. It's just find what gets it out of here. And then the finished product is for you. Sorry, my phone. I'm going to have to mute it because my friend got a new dog, and she's sending me videos of the dog misbehaving. So yeah, so crafting is an internal thing, and the finished product should be something that makes you feel happy. If you decided to give it to somebody, that's awesome. And that's another thing. If you give somebody something and they don't react the way you think they were going to, that's also not a reflection of you or your craft. A lot of people look at handmade products as a lesser product. And the reason they do that is because they don't understand You literally put your heart and soul into this thing for hours. Like your whole world focuses on whatever you're making for them, whatever that gift is. It focuses on that forever. And for you to take that amount of your soul and give it to somebody, sometimes it means more to me than it does to the person. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to use any names in case they're watching, but I recently spent hours and hours and hours on a blanket. Hold on one second. And this blanket meant a lot to me. I mean, I spent a lot of time. I took care on what stitch I used. I took care on how big the blanket was, the color, the yarn, everything. And when I gave the blanket to this person, I was like, oh, you know, I made this for you and I didn't bring it. There was an event, a shower. I said, I didn't give it to you at the shower because I knew that you had had someone else make you a blanket, and it was from her. It was an important blanket from in her past that somebody had saved and re-gifted to her. So anyway, I said I didn't bring it to that event because I didn't want to take away from that. So I handed it to her, and she's like, oh, here, just put it in the closet with the other blankets. And I was like, don't you even want to look at it? You know what I mean? So in my heart, I was like, you have no idea what this blanket means to me. But that's not her fault, right? It's not her fault. She's, first of all, thinking of a million other things. She has no idea what I put into this. So that's on me. You know, you can't predict how other people are going to act for your craft. And I think the whole reason I did this is, this whole spiel on this is, crafting is very personal. So find something that makes you happy and do it. If it's setting up your house for different seasons or different themes or different holidays, then that's your craft. If it's planting house plants, again, I'm touching a terracotta planter, but I did this. If it's house plants, take pride in how healthy your plants are. Take pride in the cool planters that you find. If it's crochet, take pride in how your product comes out, even if it doesn't quite come out how the original looks. Yeah, crafting is very personal. So just keep that in mind. People don't always react the way you want them to. And the whole reason I said this is I'm hoping that the girl that was on the live will see this video. And I want to reiterate, go very easy. If you're doing crochet, I'll just use crochet as an example. Start very basic. Just stick to the basics. I was teaching my niece over the summer how to crochet. And we would sit together. We were camping, so we would sit together and I would say, okay, this is what a slip stitch looks like. And she would make one. I said, I want you to, and then, you know, this is what a chain looks like. So I want you to do a slip stitch and chain 10. So she would do a slip stitch and chain 10. And I'd look, I'm like, that looks great. Pull it out. She'd look at me. I'm like, yep, pull it out. Start over. I said, now I want you to do a slip stitch and chain 20. And I had her do that a few times. I didn't get much longer because we were just going to move on. So as soon as I knew she was, okay, slip stitch, because at first she was a little confused about the slip stitch. So I wanted to make sure, since that starts pretty much everything, everything I've learned anyway, make sure the slip stitch is now second nature. Slip stitch and chain, right? So I got her up to slip stitch, chain 20, and then I finally said, okay, now you're at the end. And she's like, I know, pull it out. I said, no. I said, now we're going to do one row of single crochet. And I had her do that process for an entire weekend. And she was like, well, can't we move on? I said, not until I can say to you, chain 20 and do a row of single. I'll be back. And when I come back, I want to see, you know. And then we added another row and we added another row. Well, now she's doing great. She's up to making, you know, a blanket and this and that. And it's all because you got to know the basics first. Don't try to jump right in and do all these, you know, elaborate stitches. Yes, they're absolutely beautiful, but if you don't know the basics, you're not going to get anywhere with that. And that's actually with every craft I know. You've got to know the basics. I learned a lesson the other day. I was trying to do my Cricut. I was trying to make something, and I was trying to make this, okay? So now on the Cricut, they have images right in the program where you can just put them on the thing, or you can import a picture. So I went to ChatGPT and I had this picture created. I said, make up an image of 2 dogs wearing crochet sweaters, and it did. And so I wanted to import that picture into my Cricut program, but I didn't want to take the time to learn how to do it. So I got very frustrated. Well, told myself, go back, relax, start from the beginning, and there we go. So there you go. That's your lesson for today. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. But it's very important to, just a couple things, that crafting is very personal. Whether anybody else in the world gets it or not, if it makes you happy to get out whatever you have in here, out here, do it. So on that note, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Please, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe if you have not yet. Please share my videos, my content, my channel. The more you share, the happier I get. Thummies are always great. And I really do appreciate you being here. I have lots of links in the description of the video, so please check out all the links. And remember, be creative. You have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.